Hey, how are you?
Hey, Rabbi.
Erev Tov, everybody.
In this week's parasha, we have the Parashat HaMoadot. Regarding Yom Kippur, Shabbat Shabbatoni לכם, ועיניתם את נפשותיכם בתשעה לחודש בערב, בתשעה לחודש בערב, מערב עד ערב תשבתו שבתכם. מה זה בתשעה לחודש בערב? Says the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah and other places that you have to accept Yom Kippur early. Yom Kippur begins בתשעה לחודש בערב. This is תוספת Yom HaKippurim. Let's look how the Rambam brings this הלכה. דיוק מעניין מאוד ברמב"ם. הרמב"ם is הרמב"ם is הלכות שביתת עשור. רמב"ם ספר זמנים, הלכות שביתת עשור, פרק א'. Look at הלכה ו', a very interesting language the Rambam is using. כשם ששבות מלאכה בו, בין ביום בין בלילה, right? We cannot do מלאכה, yes? כך שבות לעינוי בין ביום ובין בלילה, yes?
Well, why don't Rabbi Prague? Why doesn't it say Balayla Uvayom? Why there's no shvita malacha at night from the after a day?
Look a second in הלכה א', in פרק א', הלכה א', מצוות עשה לשבות ממלאכה בעשור לחודש השביעי, שנאמר שבת שבתוני לכם. We just read it. וכל העושה בו מלאכה ביטל מצוות עשה ועבר על לא תעשה. אתה שואל למה כתוב?
Because it starts like every yontif and Shabbos. It starts at nighttime. Well, why is the Rambam starting? Maybe I'm missing.
כשם ששבות מלאכה בו בין ביום בין בלילה, כך שבות לעינוי בין ביום ובין בלילה. אני יכול להגיד לך, אבל זו לא תשובה נכונה, but just for the cuteness, אם אנחנו אומרים שיש דין תוספת,
Okay.
אבל זה לא, of course זה לא נכון. זו לא תשובה נכונה.
It might be a Drake Cup question, but it doesn't.
והשאלה היא באמת איך הפסוק,
תשעה לחודש בערב, מערב עד ערב תשבתו שבתכם.
טוב, זה ברור שבתשעה לחודש ערב, I just told you, means
Okay.
at the end of the ninth, אבל אי אפשר להגיד שזה מתחיל ביום, כן, זה... אוקיי, תשמע. וצריך להוסיף מחול על הקודש בכניסתו וביציאתו. שנאמר, he brings the pasuk that we just read, והניתם את נפשותיכם בתשעה לחודש בערב. The Gemara says, כלומר, התחיל לצום ולהתעלות מערב תשעה הסמוך לעשירי. וכן ביציאה, שוהה בעינויו מעט מליל 11 סמוך לעשירי. שנאמר מערב עד ערב תשבתו שבתכם. So the Rambam is bringing us two pesukim. But what's really fascinating is, look again his language.
But also, why does he have to say Ulitano me Erev Tisha Samuch Lasiri? Unless it's like just is it Samuch because it's such a small amount of time?
הוא בונה את זה על הפסוקים, כן.
But Samuch Lasiri, it can't be La Shi'i, it can't be La Shmini, it has to be La Samuch Lasiri.
לא, זו שאלה טובה. If I would like to start Yom Kippur, I'm making an example. Let's say the sun is setting on Yom Kippur at 7, I would like to start from 2 in the afternoon. זה כלום. תוספת זה רק סמוך לעשירי, אתה מבין?
Okay, then I understand it like
לא,
that.
וזה חשוב מאוד, אותו דבר
Yes.
גם בשבת, כן?
Yeah, but he doesn't say it by Shabbat, right?
This is what we are going to talk in a minute, yes. Now let's analyze the language. כשם ששבות מלאכה בו, בין ביום בין בלילה, I cannot do מלאכה יום כיפור, כך שבות לעינוי. וצריך להוסיף מחול על הקודש בכניסתו וביציאתו, שנאמר, והניתם את נפשותיכם. Is the תוספת of יום כיפור מן התורה, according to the רמב"ם, only על אכילה ושתייה, או גם על מלאכה? If you're מדקדק in the language, look at the מגיד משנה, he's מדקדק in the רמב"ם, look at the רמב"ם. Look at the מגיד משנה, is a commentator on the רמב"ם, וצריך להוסיף מחול על הקודש. מדברי רבינו נראה, you see the מגיד משנה, שאין תוספת דבר תורה, אלא בעינוי, אבל לא בעשיית מלאכה, לא ביום הכיפורים ולא בשבת. וזהו שכתב מתחיל לצום ולהתענות. You hear?
Yeah. So
Rambam understood the Gemara that learns out from the pasuk מערב עד ערב, the תוספת is only on the עינוי, not on מלאכה. So now the Rambam continues, וזהו, the מגיד משנה continues, וזהו שלא נזכר בדבריו בהלכות שבת כלל, תוספת מן התורה. You understand? Says the Magid Mishneh, why didn't the Rambam mention תוספת on Shabbat? Because there's no mitzvah of תוספת on Shabbat according to the Rambam. Only here on Yom Kippur. So and on Yom Kippur the תוספת is only on אכילה ושתייה, not on מלאכה. Now, of course, the Isur Malacha on Yom Kippur is Min Torah, but there's no Tosefet. Now,
well, according to the Rambam, there is no. Wait, if you look at the beginning on the introduction, he says, "Yesh b'chalan arba mitzvot, shtei mitzvot taseh, ushtei mitzvot lo taseh, v'zehu pratan, lishbot bo mimlacha."
זה הפסוק הראשון, כן.
And then he says, "Mitzvah shniya shelo lasot bo melacha." But he doesn't. It's interesting. If it was so important, why didn't he specify there?
לא, אבל לא. במניין המצוות הקצר הוא אף פעם לא יכתוב דבר כזה, כן.
Right, that's right.
זה לא מצווה מיוחדת, Now, if someone is going to light a cigarette 5 minutes before sunset at Yom Kippur, yes, or he takes a piece of cake, should we say that since the mitzvah of Tosefet is min Torah, perhaps, he is chayav karet as if he ate on Kippur? The answer is logically yes, but the Gemara in Masechet Yoma has a pasuk. The Gemara said the pasuk is על עיצומו של יום אתה חייב כרת, ואין אתה חייב כרת על תוספת. I need a pasuk to tell me that the punishment for desecrating Kippur by אכילה or by מלאכה is not the same punishment, but ודאי it's אסור מן התורה. Now, the next halacha in the Rambam is fascinating. Before I go to Shabbat in a minute, the Rambam says as follows. This is a Gemara. Remember, what he says now is a Gemara. נשים שאוכלות ושותות עד שחשיכה. In the time of the Gemara, some ladies used to eat, they have to fast 25 hours, they used to stuff themselves till it gets dark. והן אינם יודעות שמצווה להוסיף מחול על הקודש. They are unaware that you have to extend. אין ממחים בידם, we should not tell them not to do it. שלא יבואו לעשות בזדון. You hear what the Gemara says? The Gemara says, if you assume that even if you tell them they wouldn't listen to you, and they eat till mamash, till it's dark, don't say anything. Shema שלא יבואו לעשות בזדון. This now the Rambam continues. שהרי אי אפשר שיהיה שוטר בבית כל אחד ואחד להזהיר לשווא, והנח להם שיהיו שוגגים, ואל יהיו מזידים, וכן כל הדומה לזה. This is a very dangerous halacha. Many people are taking it out of context. What is the Gemara saying? What is the Rambam saying? If I know that this fellow is not going to listen anyway, don't tell him anything. Yes? Because they would continue eating. If they are continuing now they are mezid because I told them.
But wait a minute, you said a fellow. Here he's only talking about a female.
No, the only reason.
No, is there? But he only listed women, right? He didn't list
No,
men.
the reason is because in the time of the only reason is because in the time of the Gemara, this was kacha haya. The Gemara said that many ladies ate, and now the question is,
If it's a doraisa, how could they just
go
let
to
it go?
okay, לא שואלים שאלות כאן, לא.
Slicha.
Those ladies did not eat on Yom Kippur, by the way. But the Rambam says they don't know that the mitzvah min Torah to להוסיף מחול על הקודש. Now this halacha is the base for hundreds of similar cases, yes? You see your neighbor is a non-religious Jew, yes? But he's a fine man. He's smoking on Shabbat, he's standing on the porch, he's smoking. You're friendly, it's fine. Is there a point telling him? The same halacha here. Where is the mitzvah of hocheach tochiach et amitecha kicks in? And where is the rule that the Rambam just told us? Mutav sheyu shogegim ve'al yiyu mezidim, yes? So look, open Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim 608, Taf Reish Chet. see Tafresh Seif Bet. You have Seif Bet there? Tafresh Seif Bet. Says the Shulchan Aruch, Nashim שאוכלות ושותות עד שחשיכה. Remember, when they copy the Gemara, this is a case in the Gemara, so the Rambam and the Shulchan Aruch copied, והן אינם יודעות שמצווה להוסיף מחול על הקודש, אינם יודעות, so they are definitely שוגג. אין ממחים בידם, we should not rebuke them or tell them why, כדי שלא יבואו לעשות בזדון. Copy the Rambam. I mean, this halacha applies in every community. What should the rabbi say? What shouldn't he say? A teacher, look at the Rama. Vehu adin, look at the Rama, takes it now into new territories. Hu adin b'kol davar isur. אמרינן, מוטב שיהיו שוגגים, ולא יהיו מזידים. Here the Rama just did. He took it to other areas. However, listen carefully what he's saying now. ודווקא שאינו מפורש בתורה, אף על פי שהוא דאורייתא. Is the pasuk or the obligation to add to Yom Kippur מפורש בתורה? It's not. It's a drasha, yes? But בתשעה לחודש מערב עד ערב, on the 9th. אז אנחנו אומרים, הכוונה תוספת. So says the Rama, the reason why we have this leniency, that we're not obligated to rebuke or say something, is only in מפורש בתורה.
Do we have other examples of
Wait,
this?
I mean, this is אבל אם מפורש בתורה, מוחים בידם. Now, in a minute we'll talk about it. ואם יודע שאין דבריו נשמעים, but he knows that anyway they're not going to listen to him. לא יאמר ברבים להוכיחם, the rabbi should not say it in shul רק פעם אחת. אבל לא ירבה בתוכחות, shouldn't say it too often, מאחר שיודע שלא ישמעו אליו. So this is the biggest challenge that sincere rabbis have in shuls. This is the big challenge to religious people, when to say, when not to say. So again, the Rama tells us, מוטב ויהיו שוגגים אם זה לא מפורש בתורה, אם זה מפורש בתורה, you have to say it in public only once. Privately, you have to say more. Let's look now in the Mishnah Berurah.
But this could be good for 1 year. The second year, you tell them after Yom Kippur, you say, okay, Mela, the first year you didn't do it, make an announcement. I mean,
but remember, you do understand. It's written here at Yom Kippur, but I'm telling you that many rabbis have the same problem. People come to shul on Shabbat. People carry on Shabbat. You see a man coming every shul to Shabbat, there's no room in your neighborhood to carry something.
Yeah.
Look a second in Mishnah Berurah. אין ממחים בידם, ודווקא ביודע בוודאי שלא יקבלו ממנו. אבל בספק שמא יקבלו צריך למחות, אפילו במידי דרבנן. If you have a doubt, many people, we're not going now into the detail. It's obvious that it depends a lot, the tone that you say, your relationship with him. I'll just give you a general interesting example, okay? I saw once a BBC, video And basically they were featuring Rabbi Steinsaltz. And it started as follows, the photographer stands and you see a group of people, you see from the background that they are from different backgrounds, people with long hair, and Rabbi Steinsaltz is teaching. This fellow that they are focusing on is sitting there. Huh? Now the camera is focusing on the man. He says to him, what brings you to Rabbi Steinsaltz's class? He says, I'm a filmmaker. And the first time we met in a social, one of these social meetings, Rabbi Steinsaltz says to me, so what's your, so I told him, I'm a filmmaker, I'm very, very busy. As a matter of fact, I told him, I'm so busy that during the week I have no time to cook my favorite food, only Friday night. I cook Friday night. What's your favorite food? Says to Rabbi Steinsaltz, pork. Lamb chops of pork. He says to Rabbi Steinsaltz, during the week he's very busy. He says, the rabbi told me I would not honor Shabbat the way you do it, but in your own way, there is some honor of Shabbat there. Salim, what do you think, Salim? Huh?
So at the end of the day, yes, he didn't follow the halacha, but in the knowledge of what he knew at the moment, I would say he's making a mitzvah to honor Shabbat. If he knows it's not allowed, and then
says the filmmaker to the interviewer from the BBC, he knew very well what I'm doing. I know that he knew, and he knew what I knew. And of course, I was challenging him. As he could have told me in a much stronger way, but the way he said it touched me, and this is why I joined the class. Now, which means that he said, the man is saying, he was rebuking me, yes? He did tell him, no? Ovadia Yosef spoke, this is over 30 years ago, spoke in a packed auditorium in Flatbush. As always, it was a very enjoyable speech. In the middle, he threw in, כל אחד יודע שמיקס, if the classes are not separated, if it's a, כל אחד יודע שזה אסור, והוא ממשיך. Why did he say it, סלים? כל אחד יודע. כי כתוב בחומש, הוכיח תוכיח את עמיתך, כן? Now, he's not going to give a speech of 15 minutes because he knows exactly why it's a co-ed school. He knows exactly the need for co-ed schools. He knows exactly that non-co-ed schools are, ככה אמר את זה, כן? הוא צריך להגיד. הוא רב ראשי, כן? אמר את זה. מה, הוא חשב שיסגרו את הבית ספר? רבי טייץ, you know him, no, Larry?
Yeah, from Elizabeth.
The old Rabbi Teitz.
From Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, yeah. He was a man that did a lot for Judaism. He built the institutions, and his high school at that time was a co-ed high school. So once in a convention, I think it was an Aguda convention or something, Rabbi Kotler was speaking, and he, was really strongly speaking against co-ed. Rabbi Teitz was a very, very smart man. In the middle of the speech of Rabbi Kotler, he made sure that everyone saw him walking out, so to say, of the speech. Rabbi Kotler was a very wise man. Says from the microphone, Rabbi Teitz, Avu Gator, where do you go? Says, I'm going to close my school. I just heard you. So he says to him in Yiddish, ich hab nicht gemeint, I didn't mean you. You understand? But he did it brilliantly. You understand? Both. They understood each other very well. So Rav Kotler has to say what he says. And everyone agrees that religiously it's better not to. But everyone understands. I mean, I'm giving you just an example. It's only an example. We had today or yesterday, I didn't see it, but I heard from Rabbi Sklar, a lady from Israel that lost a son. As it happened, we had two kids from like Heschel and another school that they never met anyone that lost a child in Gaza. And as the woman is talking to them, they were crying like babies. How come how come we never met? I mean, there are many, many people. You tell these kids, okay, leave the school, come to us. You have to know what to say, how to say, when to say, which tone to say, and most important is how to say it in public. They came out, this is like probably 8 years ago, a very good biography book about Rav Charlap. Rav Charlap was the Rosh Yeshiva of Shivat Merkaz Arav, ish tzaddik be'emet. One of the stories there, I told it to you once, that on Shabbat,
Oh, he was walking, right?
remember the story, Shabbat
Yeah,
morning.
watering the garden. Watering the garden.
Right, a man on Shabbat is watering the lawn. I remember he's the rabbi in Shchunat Sharei Chesed. Says to his son-in-law, put your garments on, and they're walking up, Sharei Chesed is going up Keren Kayemet. Yes, right there, a man is standing. Rav Charlap stands there and he starts to cry. The man stops, he runs to him, הרב לא מרגיש טוב, he says, I feel fine. So why are you crying? He says, it hurts me very much to see in the middle of Shabbat, in Yerushalayim, Ira Kodesh, a Jew desecrating Shabbat. He says to him, Rabbi, I didn't know it's so serious. And he apologized. But you realize, did he say anything to the man? No. He was standing there and crying. Naturally, the guy runs to see the rabbi is feeling okay. But I mean, it's always good to have this type of a story because the man says to him, come to me to Seudah Shlishit. He invited him week after week. Eventually, the guy became Shomer Shabbat. Fine, this like a German Jew from, that ran away from Europe. And here is the Shulchan Aruch. Now, most people today, as you know, especially religious leaders, I'm talking about serious religious leaders, yes, I'm not really saying, do we have any legal base for it? So look a second in the Biur Halacha. Look at the Biur Halacha, but the end of the page, if you have Seif Aleph, go to the end of the page, Mochim beyadam, ayem bepirkei Yosef. Pirkei Yosef is the Chidah. The Chidah was 400 years ago. שמצדד לומר דבר חדש. He is saying something new. עד כאן לא אמרינן דבר המפורש בתורה. צריך למחות. When are you obligated to say something, even if you know that they would not accept it? היינו רק כשידנו תקיפה על העוברים למחות בהם בחוזקת היד, which means if we have the legal power, yes, to stop them, then you have to give a warning. אבל כשאין בידינו כוח להפרישם, אין מחויב להוכיחם, כיוון שיודע שלא יקבלו. I mean, this Birkei Yosef is saving the neck of many people. Remember, it's easy for me to live in Borough Park or to be in Sha'arei Tzion. Salim, I'm asking you, a man comes to shul, you hear. You can see he's wearing his phone. He has his phone. It's better. You see that he has the keys to the car. I mean,
No, I always assume like he has a reason, right? He has some kind of emergency or whatever it is, they got a heter.
Tzir Sarim is a tzaddik.
There's people in Sharitzon all the time. They have phones, they're Chatzala or they're whatever.
I pick
None of my business.
Sharitzon as an example.
Right.
This is the point. The point is, if a stranger that never met you and the only first conversation he has with you is, are you aware that today is Shabbat and you cannot, well,
if the guy came dressed up for Shabbat, yeah. If the guy came dressed up as
the main point of this is to keep it in mind that, well, I'll give you an example. Many years ago, on Shabbat afternoon on 60th Avenue, I see a woman walking with two children. She looked to me religious, not Hasidic. Why do I say? Kids were wearing a kippah. Meantime, the lady is carrying the bag. So I had a debate. I don't know if, obviously she's not from here, but maybe she thought that there is an Eruv in Borough Park. This is years before this became an issue. Should I say? I shouldn't say. So I came to her with a smile and I says, maybe you're unaware. I'm sure you thought that there is an Eruv here, so that she should know that there's no Eruv. I walked away. I said it with a smile, like, I realized from the reaction that she really didn't know the difference. She came. She probably was a guest by someone, and if she would turn to me and say, "What should I do now? I have a bag with a." What would I tell her?
What happens in your shul if someone was talking during Chazaras Hashatz?
It's a very good question.
You know what happens during the summer, right?
Yeah. So in the summer, Salim, we have a common friend that from time to time really gives the people. I came many years ago. I met many years ago here in Lakewood Bet Midrash, and I prayed Mincha of Shabbat, which means I prayed 1:30. I'm in the shul at 5:30, and I was talking to someone. The guy publicly yelled at me. I came to him after Tefillah and I told him, "Thank you very much. This is the right thing to do." But since I have to excuse myself, he says, "But you are in a shul. We are in the middle of prayer." So he meant it. He was a Jew from Switzerland, a very proper Jew. In this shul, it was quiet. But everyone knew not to. But look, this is a Gemara. Again, ladies or men that are doing something that they are unaware, should say, asur to eat. They eat 5 minutes before Yom Kippur.
See, but Rabbi Prague,
yes.
An example you gave us, Rabbi Zelig Prague understands it. But if you get a young person and someone does such a thing, he walks out of the shul and he never comes back to his shul.
Correct. This is why you must.
It's really a problem.
Right. This is why you must take this into account in the big picture. Jimmy Towell always says the story. He has an uncle that they had a seat in Shaarei Zion. He came once late. I'm sorry, the opposite. His uncle came to, let's say he prayed in another shul. He comes to Shaarei. He sat on someone's seat. And the guy comes and says, "Get up, this is my seat." As he walked out and he didn't come into shul for 20 years. Exactly what you just said.
Yep.
He agrees that the guy has the right to tell him, but just tell him, Mechila, you're probably unaware. Now you come, you can sit here, you can. And you do understand that very often human nature is we like to rebuke someone.
Oh.
המשגיח פילדלפיה הישיבה היה באמת איש חכם מאוד. Says he drove once to a wedding of a student, took him 4 or 5 hours. He drove back. He was dead tired. He drove like 4 hours. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning or something. He stopped in not Westchester, in Rochester. Says he was so tired that he said he couldn't stand Amidah sitting and standing. He was sitting. Right after Tefillah, a man comes to him and he says, why did you pray Amidah? So he told him, do I look to you, a man that doesn't know that you have to pray standing? I drove 5 hours. I couldn't stand on my feet. This is it. This was the end of it. When he told the story over to his students, he was really a master educator. Says the man didn't ask me, do you feel good or not good? He didn't ask me, do you need a place to eat breakfast? He saw me in shul for the first and the last time, and the only thing he had to say is, now the Rambam brings it here, but the Rambam doesn't bring it in L'chot Shabbat. In L'chot Shabbat, as the Magid Mishneh said, the Rambam's opinion is that Tosefet is only a Yom Kippur because the Sipur is, Pasuk is only Kippur. Nevertheless, the biggest question is, so how can the Rambam say that you can make Kiddush Friday afternoon before Shabbat comes in? If you accept the concept of Tosefet Shabbat, okay, so if I'm accepting Shabbat early, it's Shabbat. But if the concept of Tosefet Shabbat doesn't exist according to the Rambam by Shabbat, how can you say Kiddush early? זה קושייה עצומה, זה לא סתם קושייה. So the Torah Rafael, is the father-in-law of Chaim Brisk, says, part of the kavod of Shabbat is that you say the Kiddush before Shabbat comes in. Understand? Not because it's physically Shabbat. The mitzvah is to show how important Shabbat is by me by making Kiddush. And of course, after you make the Kiddush, you cannot really do melacha. I told you once, but there's no time to talk about it now. But my wife's aunt was in the geriatrics in Maimonides and 10th Avenue. She wanted me to come to make Kiddush. Question was, should I drive? Here, drive. Make Kiddush for her, sit with her for half an hour or whatever, and drive back. Then I come to 16th Avenue. I'm accepting Shabbat. Can I do that? Can I make Kiddush for her here?
That's a great question. Wow.
Of course, it's a great question. No, it's a great, not because, no, slicha, Ricky, slicha. Didn't mean it.
That's an unbelievable question.
What you meant, Rabbi.
This is a question that the Rabbi Akiva Eiger, of course, is raising. It's a brilliant question.
Yeah.
Because the question illustrates exactly all the points here. This is not Kiddush for me.
Right.
This is Kiddush for her, correct?
Well, you said that about Friday night driving to the hotel. The woman somehow, because you didn't accept, you lit the candles, but you didn't accept.
Right. No, so Shama, you're married, that when she gets to the hotel, she's accepting Shabbat. And on the way back from the hotel, from the hotel to the plaza, she's walking. I wanted to save myself 22 minutes of walk by driving back. Rabbi Akiva Eiger has a safek. You see, it's amok. I'm not making Kiddush for myself. But the question is, if it's not Shabbat for me,
then why'd you make it for her?
Can I do it for her or no? Potentially, it's an hour before Shabbat. Potentially tonight I am going to make a Kiddush. I mean, in the language, in the interesting languages, I'm a gavra bar chiyuva. I'm not a mechuyav before. I'm not mechuyav right away. In another time, we'll spend a long time on that.
Can't you have negative kavanah for Shabbat?
Yeah, for sure, but then my question is, if yes, so how can I make kiddush for Riki?
Because it's for her, not for you.
But I cannot do for you what I cannot do for myself.
You're not on the same wavelength, right?
It's a beautiful, this is a Shalah Yafa more, yes. Every time a man blows shofar on Rosh Hashanah, let's say everyone knows he blows in shul, then he goes to a few sick people. When should he himself be yotzeh? When he's doing it in shul or maybe the last house? You realize, because if he already blew in the was yotzeh in shul, this is it. He's not chayav, he's only arev. Okay.
What about a kohen? What about a kohen?
Next night, tomorrow night, you wouldn't be with us, huh?
No. Unfortunately, I'll be in the train, on the plane. But I'm just thinking, I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Tomorrow morning, you'll be with us.
Yes.
You said about a kohen.
Yeah, a kohen, Rabbi Prague. If he does duchens in the morning, and he goes to another shul, I know he can. He can, but does he have to?
שאלה מצוינת. So תוספות in Masechet Rosh Hashanah are asking this question. I mean, not in the language. The answer is he can, but he's not chayav. But the question should be, how can he? This is lo tosif.
Why is it lo tosif?
Mitzvah is kotev archut b'nei Israel, correct? I did it already this morning.
Okay, so what? Well, but there's no number.
The answer of
Where's the number?
The answer of Tosafot is repeating the mitzvah a few times doesn't count Bal Tosif. Bal Tosif means while I am doing the mitzvah, yes? Let's say I'm taking the 4 minim and I'm putting a beautiful yellow rose on each side, beautiful, green and yellow. זה Bal Tosif, מה אתה מבלבל את הראש, כן? אבל שמה is not adding anything. So this is the famous Tosfot, doing it again. Now your question should be, but how can I make a bracha? Ricky, here comes what you said before. I'm making the bracha for him, it's not for me. I fulfilled my mitzvah to bless people. I did it already today. Right. I'm doing it only for him.
But it's like eating an apple or eating a grape in a different room. Well, you have to say a beracha anyway.
It's a cute example, but it's not the same. Because an apple is Birkat HaNe'anin, we are talking about Birkat HaMitzvot. You understand? Okay. You can say 10 times a day, Borei Pri Ha'etz, and apples and nuts and whatever you want, wherever you want. Here,
so the guy that blows the shofar reads the Megillah. He says the beracha every time.
Yes.
Yes, but he does it for them. You realize he's doing it for them, not for ladies, because ladies are not chayav in shofar.
But
although they do make the wait. If my wife hypothetically can't come to shul, and she's an Ashkenazi, and she comes, and someone comes to the house, she makes the bracha, or he makes the bracha.
The right way to do is that by Megillah, he can say it for her because she is obligated as he is obligated. But if it will be shofar, because she is really not obligated, she's only taking it upon herself, then she should say it. But Megillah, her obligation is the same as whoever reads it for her.
Wait. Ashkenaz, they say bracha when it's mitzvah says
Right, he's right.
I remember
that's why I said Ashkenazis, right,
Ashkenazim ladies make a bracha on a mitzvah.
Oh, they make such a big deal about the woman, and I'm saying then I heard the opposite by you guys, Salim. The woman does that same thing with a sukkah, right?
It does not.
It's exactly.
It doesn't say a bracha either.
No.
Every mitzvah שהזמן גרמה, the Rambam says a woman cannot, and the Shulchan Aruch follows. The Rama, of course, it's not the Rama. The Tosafot in Kiddushin, the Rosh, say that you can.
The only interesting one that they do it's probably something else, is candles. It's not aseh, but it's a mitzvah.
Okay, שם זה מצווה דרבנן.
דרבנן, right. But it's
שופר דאורייתא, שופר דאורייתא.
Right. Okay.
Yoffi to say goodbye to Larry, I would say tomorrow morning he's going for a nice vacation with friends to Nepal.
Okay.
Enjoy, Larry.
10 days.
Enjoy.
I hope,
Enjoy. Great trip.
unfortunately, the time when that would be, I think they're 9.5 hours ahead. So it's going to be a little, I don't think, if I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, I will see you, but otherwise.
5:30 in the morning is 9:30 by hour.
5:30. If it's 9 hours, it's already 10 hours. You'd be 7:30. What are you talking about, Larry? 7:30.
9:30 your time is what time my time?
9:30 and 3 is 12:30.
6:30.
6. It'll be 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, if I'm up, and I might just be, I would love to see you. I mean, God willing, but it. Who knows I don't know my schedule, but I know they're full days. And I saw a picture. It's fascinating. That people who were there already sent me a picture. There was already a house that looked like they found a Chabad house that looked like 770, and but the views, Rabbi Prague, the views that you talked about. One picture they sent, Kanai Nahar. I can't wait to see it.
It's a breathtaking picture.
Share it with us, Larry.
I will
to go.
Larry, right now it's 8 a.m. in Nepal. So
so it'll be hard. It'll be 7:30, 7 o'clock, whatever.
It's all right. Listen, we'll see it. It's my biggest problem.
Enjoy yourself.
I'll miss all of you. I'll come back.
Like they say. Come healthy. Regards.
Larry, knowing you'll be on.
You and
Mike Penn and Effie. It'll be fun. I did it already with them. We did it in Peru last year, and it worked out. So it should be very nice. Just be healthy, and we'll come back. And we'll share stories when I get back.
Remember, the trick is to share, because there are always interesting halachic situations that you have to that fall on the spot. Yeah.
Should be fascinating. It'll be really.
Just don't reprimand anybody, okay?
Yeah, least of all myself. Have a good night, everybody. Rabbi Prague, I'll see you in the morning. Jeffrey in the morning.
Yes.
God willing.
Enjoy.
Thank you, everybody.